Peace be with you. Learning to see the world for what it truly is one of the most difficult things in life. When you are able to see evil for evil and good for good, life becomes a lot easier. But it's very, very hard. Deception has been the weapon of the shaitan from day one. The very first human beings were caused to fall by deception. In the 7th chapter of the Quran, verse 21 and 22, we are told that the shaitan, when he approached our ancestors, he came to them and said, I am giving you a sincere advice. I am giving you good advice. And then we're told he caused them to fall by deception. And this is what happens to every single one of us. From the moment we are born, somebody's telling us what the right thing is, what the right thing to do is, how to be happy, how to achieve success in life. And most of the time, this is simply deception. Whoever tells you to disobey God is trying to deceive you, because everything that God forbade leads to pain and suffering. It's all marketing. This deception is marketing. The weapon of shaitan is marketing. They're not going to take a cirrhotic patient in the ER who's vomiting blood because they have esophageal varices and is jaundiced and encephalopathic because they have cirrhosis because alcohol destroyed them. They're not going to give you that on a beer commercial or an alcohol commercial. What they're going to do is they're going to show people happy on a beach and make you want to beat them because they look happy, and then they add their product to it, and this is how you're being deceived about everything, whether it's zina or sexual immorality, or whether it's even like as simple as disobeying your parents or any of that. Everything that God forbade leads to destruction and pain and suffering. And even though there might be like I call it a honeymoon phase, like for example, when drug addicts become addicts, right before they become addicts, there's a honeymoon phase, because drugs do initially make you feel good. It's a different feeling, but after that honeymoon phase is over, it's all destruction from there. And if you want to see how truly the hell looks like, Google Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia or Skid Row in LA, and a lot of these people are addicts, and this is how they're suffering. Or when the popular culture is telling you that your parents are stupid and that you're supposed to disobey your parents, and these are actually the only people that truly love you more than they love themselves. Once you become a parent, you kind of know that. And of course, there are bad parents, and these are exceptions, but these are very rare. So there is, for every single one of us, just like for the first human beings, we are constantly victims of deception, and this is why it's important to have faith. These people, our first human beings, our ancestors, they intimately knew of the reality of God more than we do. But what they didn't do is they didn't obey God, and that is faith. Obeying God, having faith, means to obey God, means that you understand that there is a reason why God is telling you not to do something and why God is telling you to do something. And that is faith. And if you just stop and think about all these things, and you look at the consequences of these actions, of all of it, then you will see that God is right. And this is why we are supposed to be Muslim, meaning in obedience to God. And that's it. It's not really that complicated. We are just expected to be Muslims. And once you are able to see evil for evil and good for good, then it becomes a lot easier to avoid the pitfalls of life. Until then, you can try to stay away from things and try to stay away from desire, but the fact that desire is there is still an issue, and you are always at risk of failing. But once you realize, once you're able to see the world for what it truly is, and you are able to get past all these bad advices and marketing campaigns that seek to make evil appear appealing, until then, until you get past that, it's all a struggle. So it is very, very important for us to work to see the world for what it is, and not just to stay away from these things. The first step is stay away from what God forbade, but the second thing is to understand why it is forbidden. Peace be with you.